Coming up this week on the A to G podcast, we have sports. We have Jake has a brand new garbage person week. I will have your top five, and we'll be talking cats. All that and more on the A to G podcast.
Jacob's research is awful.
Picking dodgeball players, I'm picking the kids that can throw the ball. I just blew LeBron. I don't care what team he's on.
Okay.
No, it's okay. They did a broadcast this morning. I had like one viewer. Good job, guys. That was me again.
Sure.
Have you ever see a cover of Eddie Murphy's Party All the Time? But this is the Lions we're talking about. So anything's possible. Kicker, long snapper.
Nobody else matters, right there.
Not to me. Not to me. It's top five time.
Top five.
Today. Wow. Did you really say that Miss Congeniality is better than The Blind Side? I said she dressed like a hooker. This is at a diner. You know, show some respect, show some class, and just don't be a bunch of dummies.
See, I think there are other better gangster movies than Scarface.
For God's sakes, look at your goddamn boots. For God's sakes, it's time to grow roots.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Jacob.
And I'm Darren.
And we got an interesting show for you guys today. As you heard on the intro, we're going to talk cats.
Interesting is the perfect word for it.
Right. And then I'm not like stray cats, like the movie Cats, but we'll get to that later on.
Musical that they turned into a movie.
Let's just get to that later. All right, let's get into sports.
Give the people what they want.
That's right.
That's it.
That's the sports.
All right.
And you and I were talking off the air about the Pistons.
Yes.
And interesting win they had last night against the Knicks. That was pretty good. And mind you, that's with all of their starters being hurt. So that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because who needs players? Let's play the bench. and if the Pistons bench blows you out by like 15 points, man, there's something wrong with your team.
How bad are the Knicks? I know that they're young and they're still growing into a team, and they have some nice pieces. Obviously, with the second overall pick of the Canadian kid from Duke, his name escapes me at the minute.
RJ Barrett.
RJ Barrett, thank you. Yeah. So no, there are a lot of nice little pieces that the Knicks have, and the Pistons should look at that like, maybe we should do that. Maybe we should suck for about 3 or 4 years, get some good crop of young, talented players, and go from there. But no, their strategy is, let's try to keep somewhat relevant. Let's slide into the playoff in the 7th or 8th or maybe 6th seed and get bounced in the first round.
Let's be mediocre.
Let's be mediocre. That's the I guess that's where the bar is in Detroit sports right now. Mm-hmm. Because you look at other teams, other Detroit teams, they're either mediocre or shit. You know, you look at the Tigers, shit. Pistons, mediocre in the shit range. Yep. Red Wings, really shit. But like they're being shitty for a reason, and I can understand what they're doing. And the Lions, they're
the Lions. They have their own category.
they're in their own. Load up that gun every Sunday and pull that trigger back by 4 o'clock, and you'll be all set. Lioness. So, when the Lions have their own category of sucking called the Same Old Lions, that's
and that's coming out. That's SOL's coming out because of what's happening, and we might as well start there because the Lions shitbag, and we're past halfway through this week, so we got to react on last weekend's game.
We're at the half point of the season right now.
That's true. Right.
And let's look at it. We talked to Sean Belegian before the season started. And we gave our season predictions.
Oh yeah, we're so optimistic.
Well, we're so off. But halfway through the season, Jake, how are you feeling about your prediction right now?
Angry.
Yeah,
because they get suckered into this team like every other year.
Every year, you think like, nope, not gonna do it.
So much hopey.
Yeah.
Just doesn't work. You get suckered in on paper, and again, we look at this team on paper, and you know what? It should have been better than last year. It's really not.
No,
It's worse.
Like, I'm sorry, but like, and Mike Valeni, I heard him on Monday because win or lose, I always like to tune in to hear what he says, and he says that Matt Patricia should be fired. He's not a coach. He's
not.
For being a defensive genius, a scientist or rocket scientist of defense, and your defense is last in the league. I'm sorry, you should be fired for that.
Well, Darren, I think rocket science seems to be less complicated than being a coach in the NFL.
but Jake, I understand. But if you, well, first question, did you watch the game?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched the game.
So you're watching that in that last drive that the Lions have.
I was yelling at my TV.
Yeah. Oh, I was at work. I
was texting you.
Yeah, I was in the break room watching it, and I was watching with my good friend, of the show, Mike Evans, was there, and he's being all positive. Oh, the Lions are gonna do it. They're gonna tie it. I'm like, no, they're not. I've seen this movie 1,000 times, and it just gets more bizarre when the Raiders, the team, does you a huge favor and calls a timeout. Lions had no timeouts, and they call a timeout. So you have 8 seconds to come up with a great play. And what does Patricia do? What does Bevel do? And what does Patricia allow him to do? Is to keep their two best wide receivers, their two top offensive weapons, on the bench.
Well, that and your first and second string tight ends also on the bench. You don't have a running back, so it didn't really matter.
We have no running back, and our other tight end was getting checked for a concussion. Another one. Mm-hmm. I have no idea what is going on with Lions drafting players with concussion problems. They did it with Javid Best, and they seem to be doing it with Hawkinson. I like Hawkinson. I want him to develop into like a Gronk style of tight end, but he needs to show me something quick. But yeah, but after watching that and a horrible play call, I had no idea what he was doing, and I don't think Patricia knew what he was doing. I don't think no one knew what was going on at that last play, and it was just classic way of just how they can just fuck up these opportunities week after week after week.
It does seem like it's the Lions' way, but if you look at it, we shouldn't even be in that position. Yeah, you were in that position to have that, last play of the game. And okay, and you're right. You summed it up really well. Last play of the game, you have a timeout to figure out that one play to get you in the end zone, and this team fucked that up majorly. Mm-hmm. And again, you saw my anger because everything on Twitter on Monday was me, and Sunday night on Twitter was me. Just all over the Twitterverse, on the Lions, on their Twitter feed, on their stupid video. That was just all me getting my frustrations out on this stupid team. But if you watch the whole game, the Raiders threw the ball over the place. They ran all over your defense. You're rushing two players again. Really? Mm-hmm. Give them all this time. You rush two, they still throw the ball at you. Like, nobody's scared of this defense. They're like, oh, I'll find somebody. I'll just throw the ball
why
out.
should they be scared of this defense?
They're
this
not.
defense gives the offense no reason to be concerned about it because they're last in rushing the quarterback attempts, or last in giving up yards to running backs. It's just teams beat the Lions the same way every week after week after week, and they can't stop it.
And most of the time, it's the Lions losing the game, not getting beat.
You know what? It's not the offense. The offense Matthew Stafford and the offense has been playing out of this world. Just
except for the last play of last week's game.
Okay, but Jake, you really can't hang that on him.
But
when
he runs the offense. I know, but he has the offense. He can call an audible. He can tell his coach. He could have. You know what?
He could have said, like, I'm not going out on that field without Kenny and Marvin.
Tom Brady does it. Aaron Rodgers. You know he does it.
Yeah. Do you think Aaron Rodgers would run that play? Hell no.
Oh, hell no.
Hell no.
But they would tell the coach something, not being a yes man and saying,
okay, you know what?
I'll work on this play.
He's too much of a company guy. He's a company guy, and that's what I love and hate about him. But honestly, with those people that want to blame Stafford that he can't win big games. I'm sorry, when he doesn't have you know ideas from like the bench and his coaching staff, and he doesn't have two of his top weapons out there. What do you expect him to do? Throw
Right.
throw a. Hopefully, you catch this ball to Logan Thomas. Who exactly?
Exactly.
Your third string tight end.
Yeah, but Darren, they have a host like a host of plays that we haven't seen that they use. How many trick plays have they used this season? A lot. Usually one a game. You can't tell me they don't have something dialed up to get them a yard. Yard.
They would if they had a running back. They have no running back, and they can't run the ball
sorry.
a yard.
I wasn't the asshole sitting in my office during the trade deadline telling you which team or which player you should get. No, there was like 4 running backs that could have done wonders for this team, and no, this fucking team stays and does nothing.
Yep.
So we're fans. You and I are fans. There's anger because these people are stupid.
Fans? I don't know why we're fans.
No
Maybe
idea.
we just like to punish ourselves every Sunday.
I think so.
Know. It becomes comical now. It's like, how are they gonna fuck this up?
Exactly.
Or they do just enough to keep you engaged in watching. Let's say like, oh, they're down 7. They got the ball. 2 minutes left. It's like, okay. And all Lions fans, we're all guilty of this. We tune in because we got to say like, okay, is it going to be a fumble? Is it going to be picked off in the end zone, or just a bad play call? Obviously, last week was bad play calling, it was bad play calling, and it really is frustrating when they were moving the ball offensively on this team. They were down at that goal line all the time, and I said it time and time again. Red zone touchdowns is what you need. No more field goals, and it really pisses me off when you can't punch it in from the 1-yard line on the first or second try. It took the first time that they tied it up at 7. It took them to go for it on 4th and goal to get it in. That's terrible.
You can't do that.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
that shows you shit. We need help running the ball. Because you look at other teams with banged up offensive line, and they're still running that ball. 1st and goal, we're running that ball.
Right. Now, here's the thing. Now, we know the defense sucks, and it's kind of the scheme. So, if anything, would you say this year, and this is my thing, this year it's more about failures on the coaching end, not the actual players? Yeah, we have good players, but is the scheme is not working and really bad? Like, offensively, the plays have been better. I gotta say, let's be honest. Most of the plays are better.
I'll give you credit for that. Bevel, in his first year at the helm, new quarterback, new team, new system that he in place. I think he's done good enough job. I just think that if we're looking at a play calling as a whole on the defensive side, well, the defensive side is just atrocious. The old guy that is quote unquote defensive coordinator, has done a terrible job. But because he's buddies with Matt Patricia, he's
mentor.
He's got to go. If he's serious, like there's no way that he should return if the Lions finish the season having the worst defense in the league. No way. There's no way that he should return. But my dream is, Jake, and hear me out on this. Let's say if there was one coaching head coach that, let's say, he gets fired, or surprisingly gets fired, who would that be? I have one in mind, and I'm keeping an eye on what's going on with his team.
Yeah, what's going to happen with the Lions? I'm sure Paul Pasqualoni, which is our defensive coordinator, is going to get fired at the end of the season for sure. Yeah, it's one of those casualties that has to happen for Patricia to keep his job for at least one more year. That's going to happen. So they're going to have a new defensive coordinator next year. I guarantee it. The problem is they're going to replace him with some other asshole from the Patriots way, and it won't really matter until this whole thing is scrapped. But no, I'm interested in knowing who you're looking at to bring in once this shit show's over.
So the one thing I'm looking at, and I think he'd be great. I think he would bring a different attitude, a new form of toughness to the team, a new way of thinking. I look at the current head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin.
I
He
agree
would be
100%.
an amazing fit in Detroit. I think his brand of football is exactly what Detroit needs. Tough, run the ball, really, you know, and he's a coach that will speak his mind, you know. But it's gonna be interesting to see. I know the Steelers are 4-4. You know, they're not as dominant. They're not as dominating as they used to be. But it's gonna be interesting to see because every year there's always that surprise firing of a head coach, and he
True.
could. There were rumors that he was on the hot seat, so it's just something to keep in mind if you're a Lions
yeah.
fan.
No, that's
You know?
exactly who I would be looking at. I was looking
Yeah.
at him even before we hired Patricia.
Yeah,
Because
well,
that's the guy I want. The attitude
yeah.
in Detroit is what you
hmm
need him to come in because he
there's no
doesn't.
miss. Yeah,
No,
it's really missing. Like the last guy that really had attitude and swagger was Jim Schwartz, and we all know
Jim
how that.
Schwartz.
No, it's true. It's the last time.
Yeah,
It's the
Jimmy.
last. It's the last time where someone actually, you know, had a little bit of swagger on the sidelines.
Yeah.
You know, but
Well, if we can advocate to bring him over from the
yeah,
Pittsburgh to here, that would be great. Let's do that.
yeah.
Let's send
You know
let's send
what?
some emails and feelers out there. Let's do the work
No.
the Lions don't.
Exactly. So, but like, you know, this is year 4 for Bob Quinn, and this is year 2 for Matt Patricia. But knowing that, I'm sure they'll come back for another year.
Yeah,
I
he
just have,
will.
yeah, he will, because
And
you
then we're,
know,
we're gonna start a campaign, fire Patricia.
yeah,
Make some T-shirts.
exactly. But like, you know what? It's just sad that people are still going to be supporting their Lions, which I get. You know, people in Detroit, they grew up watching the Lions every Sunday, disappoint them. You know, week in, week out. You know, it's just a shame because this fan base would deserves a winner so much, just once. You would think that they would just, accidentally back into like a winning season, and actually where everything just fits together.
Well, this season
But
could have been that season. That's the
it
problem.
could have been that season, yeah. Yeah, there's injuries, but hey, injuries happen to every team in the league.
That's right.
You know,
Well,
you can't.
injuries to the Lions happen late. Like we were talking about halfway through the season. Now the injuries are impacting this team. But we're talking about the first half of the season, all the missed opportunities. They were fully healthy. It's just they're fucking garbage. So
Yeah,
can't
it's
execute, as
ex-
Pencil Man likes to say a lot.
execution
He needs to coach better.
is
Well, what the
key.
fuck is your job? Your job is to
I
fucking
know,
coach.
right? He
Coach
always
better.
says,
Come on.
he says it after every game in the post game
Oh,
interview.
I know,
It's
because I was
on me.
commenting on his
It's
fucking
on
live
me.
video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
on
no
me.
pencil
You
in
guys
his
be together.
fucking hat this time. Must be
Yeah,
serious. He coached a bad game or
yeah,
something.
yeah. Take your moo
Oh,
and go
I
home.
didn't say that, but
What?
next
We
time.
know
Next time.
he's a fat guy.
Yeah.
Let's call it a spade a spade.
Yeah, that's true.
So
He's got a scooter all the time or something. He doesn't even walk now.
no, he's
He
not on a
rides
scooter.
on and off the
He's
field.
just he's walking now. I I
Oh,
I
shit.
I miss Patricia when he was on that Humvee. I think
Oh,
during
yeah.
training camp. Yeah. So.
Well, New
Uh.
England guys, so they're all showy. It doesn't mean he actually knows how to
No,
do
you
things.
know what? Because you look at New England, and obviously everything runs through Belichick there,
You know?
and you see the way he talks at his press conferences. He's like, "Yeah, whatever. We're on to the next team." Yeah,
Well, because he actually goes out and plays a really good game.
I
Even when
know.
they lose to Baltimore, there is a reason why they lost. And he was pissed off about it, but at least he knows how to fucking coach.
Yeah,
He has a game plan.
and you think that and you know that he has control over that defense. Every single defensive
Oh, of
call
course.
that they call, he's like, okay, no, yeah, I like that call, or no, I don't like that call. We're changing
This is
that.
why they're always in the playoffs and
That's right.
Super Bowl
Matt
rings.
Patricia
So
he needs to take over that defense if you really wanted to. You're a defensive guy, okay, take over the defense, or at least be more that have your boy Paul on a short leash,
oh,
you
good.
know. When you have like so it's like, oh, it's 3rd and 3, you're calling that? No, I don't like that.
You don't need a short leash for Pasqualoni there. You need a heart monitor. Ancient.
He needs what are those things? Life alerts.
Life alerts. He calls the play. He has to hit it. Come rescue him. Make sure he's okay.
Oh boy.
Oh God. Yeah. Anyway. Defense sucks. Your
defense
is officially last in the league.
Mm-hmm. But now they go up against the shitty Bears.
Yeah.
Literally the shitty Bears. And
Can't wait to lose by a field goal.
You know what? Well, I don't know. Bears and field goals. I don't know about that.
Right. Well, they're in Chicago this weekend. So
they're in Chicago. Tough place to play, and the Bears have lost three or four in a row. And Mitchell Trubisky is just garbage. If you can't put a hurting on Mitchell Trubisky, this should be the defense. This should be the week where your defense just say, like, fuck it, let's blitz every down, because
their offense stinks.
Just give them as much pressure as you possibly can, because he can't handle it. And he's gonna throw at least 2 interceptions.
Exactly, and we're going up against the worst offense in NFC North, and the most Lion-esque thing to do is make Mitch Trubisky look like he's Aaron Rodgers, and just throw the ball all over the place and beat the Lions. So if they come on and crush them, perfect. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to beat this team by 2 touchdowns this weekend.
It always makes me laugh that the Bears took Mitchell Trubisky over Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson.
Right, especially now the way he looks.
God. Yeah. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Yeah.
It's like taking Tease Tabor in the second round.
Tease Tabor.
Who's not in the league anymore? You can't even make it in Miami on the squad.
You can't even make the Miami practice roster. That
tells you a lot. And those guys are walk-ons off the street.
But yeah, so that should be a interesting 1:00 on Sunday is when they kick off in Soldier Field. Hockey. Leafs finally got their captain back, and they look good. They beat the LA Kings. Yes, the shitty LA Kings, 3-1 on Tuesday night. Wings played in New York against the Rangers last night, and they lost 5-1. So all's right.
Still in full rebuild mode.
Trust me, they're in full good. That's what they gotta do. But good for them. College basketball kicked off.
Yes, it did.
Both Michigan and Michigan State played. Michigan played Appalachian State. Every Michigan fans know about Appalachian State.
Right? We know about Appy. Yeah.
And I hate to use the word squeaked out, but they squeaked out a 8-point victory over Appalachian State.
Yeah, and then Michigan State is no longer number 1 in the.
Well, hey, at least we played a caliber of a little team called Kentucky. They're pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they used to be, but they're okay. Not especially when you're ranked number 1 in the league. Come on now. And I have big hopes for State this year.
It's the opening game, and we're still ranked number 1. Trust me.
I know. I know. I'm hoping. I'm really amped up for State to actually be in the Final Four this year and actually be in the talks of winning the whole thing. No, I'm happy for State. They have a huge team. A lot of good players.
They have a lot of good returning guys. Cassius Winston is going to be, I think, one of the best players in the country at the end of the season.
Should win the whole thing.
He should.
Remember, the other powerhouses are not powerhouses anymore.
That's the whole thing, Jake, is you play, and then, that's what makes March Madness, the NCAA tournament, the best tournament in all of sports. Because you have these teams, come from these small conferences, play in these big powered conferences to see what's going on, and I love the upsets that happen. So
I love it.
If you're a gambler, this is like your Christmas. Exactly. So they both started. They're both 1-0. Michigan's 1-0. Michigan State's 0-1, but still long season ahead of them. And obviously, once Big Ten play starts, you'll see who the real, true number 1 seeds are when it comes down to that. what else
Well,
do we have in
college
sport?
football. Speaking of number
College
ones and
football.
undefeated teams, there'll be some good games coming up next
There's
couple
gonna be
weeks. We
some
only have 3
great
weekends
games.
left. Yeah.
The one game I'm really looking forward to, and I'm not a fan of both these teams, Alabama versus LSU. This
Now, if
on
you've ever
Saturday.
watched any of those teams play against each other in the national championship, there's some
Mhm.
boring ass fucking games. I
Mhm.
think this year would be an exception because they are both really good
Mhm.
and they're really good offensively. So
Mhm.
this should be a fun one. But I'm looking forward to Ohio State, Penn State.
Yeah. No. Well,
So that kind of resolve the
ac-
situation
actually,
locally.
well, no. Well, this week, Ohio
Yeah, no,
State's
weekend
playing
after.
Maryland.
Yeah,
So I think it's the next week that they play.
yeah, next week, next week. Yeah,
And
I'm looking at all those undefeated teams to play.
and next week is going to be the big game, Michigan versus Michigan State. So Michigan should win by at least 30 points.
Well, we hope, but
No,
the way that
Michigan
we'll
State
see.
is dog shit right now. They're four
Yeah,
and
they
four.
are, but they play
They
Michigan
just
hard all the time.
Yeah, of course,
Come on,
and it's
do
a
we ever
rival
play
game.
trouble with the snap? Come on.
Still, one of my
Yeah.
favorite clips.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's scary.
Let's see back coaching again.
Oh, bad coaching. You love your Harbaugh. You love your
Uh,
slather
my
up
cac-
that Harbaugh.
I put my khakis on every Saturday.
Khakis on every Saturday, boys. Who
You know
knows?
how it is.
Wouldn't that be something if Harbaugh just says, you know what, I'm out of here. I'm going back to the NFL.
Yeah,
And
that'd be great.
goes coaches Atlanta or
Miami.
some other team.
Gotta go
Miami? No.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
No. But
So, get
I don't
paid
think.
like $6 million to have an excuse to lose.
Okay.
He's got 5 years to lose and not even give a shit. That's an easy way to make money
That's right. Hey,
in the nice weather. I'll go coach in Miami. I know nothing.
That's it. That's all you need is Jake on the sidelines with his headset and his Tommy Bahama shirts and.
Oh hell yeah! I put a pencil in my hat and everything because my favorite coach inspires me to.
I was gonna
My
say
Miami Moo.
yeah, there you
Segue.
go. There you go. I was gonna say I'm surprised you didn't dress up as Matt Patricia for Halloween. There,
Oh
Jake.
god, that's next year. I'll put a bag over my head.
There you go. Just wear a big moo.
Yeah, next year where they're 2-6 at this point. That's when it's gonna happen.
Oh, good stuff.
Oh yeah.
All right, I think that's it for sports there, Jake.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's we teased this earlier. I think we should talk about our amazing trailer review for this week.
Oh yes. The perfect trailer.
Oh god. And I saw this trailer a while back when it first came out.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I know people that want to see it, no naming names. But oh my god. And for those who didn't notice our picture on our podcast preview, we're talking about the movie Cats coming out less than a month or so. In a month. For holiday season.
Yep. Perfect time for Christmas.
Perfect time. And for those who have seen the trailer,
musical about cats.
That's right. For those who have seen the trailer, I'm sorry. For those who haven't seen the trailer, don't. Unless you're really into the musical Cats and what it's about, then yeah, sure, go check it out. It's cinematically beautiful. Yeah. Story-wise, awful.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of numbers it brings at the box office. And I know when you do a musical, you're really only keeping in mind a certain type of person that likes seeing musicals on the big screen, so probably the same crowd that saw Les Mis or Grease, I guess, were other big top musicals. Chicago is another one. But obviously with this, the Cats has been a staple on Broadway for years, decades actually. So to see it on the big screen, this would be the time to do it because of all the technical advances in movie making, costume and makeup and everything, and digital, rendering and make them look like they're actually cats, like Taylor Swift and Jennifer Hudson and James Corden and
the cast is huge.
The cast is phenomenal. Dame Judi Dench, are all part of this cast, which let's face it, you for this type of movie, you need as many stars as you possibly can, from movies and music. That's why you get Taylor Swift, because she'll bring in $10 million right there, just the name alone. But yeah, visually it looks pretty cool.
No, it does.
What they've done, story wise, like Jake said, is probably going to be flat on its face.
Well, yeah, and you said this was a staple on
Broadway.
Broadway, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to staple my eyes shut watching this fucking trailer. Well, mainly, yeah, the visuals are inspiring, but looking at what they're trying to do with it is just, wow, this fucking sucks. Like, yeah, you're cats. You're in this human world. Well, I've seen the humans. Then you're playing cats who walk on 2 feet and dance and
That's
lyrically,
right.
showcase your talents, sing, and I get it, but I don't want to get it. I think that's what I'm trying to say, because it does not look like I want to give anybody money to watch this movie on the big screen. Like, I don't. It's a waste of. I'm assuming 2 hours of my life if I ever go see this movie.
Right.
Yeah, visually, yes. If it's gonna engage me in understanding these cats crying and singing and people pretending to have whiskers, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I really don't. I like musicals, and I really do like musicals, because I have no issues with watching most musicals that come out. Like, I like Grease, for example. Newest musical, the zombie one, Anna and the Apocalypse, was great. Loved that musical. I've seen a few. I've seen them all over the place in movies or going out and actually see actual plays. I have no issues with that. It's just fucking cats. No, really. Like, cats. I don't. And like, look, these people playing cats is just weird. I don't get it.
Obviously, this movie is not intended for us, Jake.
No, not at all.
We like stories with plots and twists and turns and good acting.
Wow, snuck that in.
Well, I'm sorry. Taylor Swift, she's not an actress.
Yeah, I know.
I give credit where credit is due. Jennifer Hudson, phenomenal actress, Oscar award winner. Sure. Same with Judi Dench, but Taylor Swift, James Corden. I'm like, really? Like, the last thing, wasn't James Corden in that horrible rendition of Ocean's 8, that all-female cast of Ocean's 8?
Dang, that's the only Ocean's movie I've never seen, so I don't know.
No, yeah, that was another horrible movie.
That's why I didn't see it.
And that was another thing where they packed the screen as many celebs, big name celebs, as they can with a weak ass script, and you could tell. You could try to put lipstick on a pig, but in the end, it's still a pig. Right.
Oh, I'd be careful, because that was an all-women's cast. We don't do that over here. We're not trying to say anything.
It's just the saying. It has nothing derogatory against females.
Well, people listen like, oh my God, they call them pigs.
Okay, all right. So the PC version, so it doesn't offend anyone. This is like polishing a turd, but it's still a turd, right? Unless I don't want to offend turds, I guess.
Exactly. No,
Jeez.
That's good. Well, in summary, this trailer, I'd give it visually, I'd give it a star. And that's the only reason it gets a star out of me, is 1 out of 5, because visually, it's really, really nicely done. But the acting, the same renditions of the same fucking songs we've heard for the last 30 years, I don't care. I don't hear it. The cast, yeah, there's a lot of names. I don't want to call them stars. There's a lot of names, but I don't want to pay money to see Taylor Swift and the couple random people you just throw in movies.
Jason Derulo? What? You don't want to see Jason Derulo?
He's gonna dance? That's crazy.
Jeez.
No, don't care.
They're really reaching for
There's about 3 or 4. There's about 3 or 4 actors that are really, really a draw in that movie, but most people won't even go to see with them in it. So who gives a shit? This movie sucks. Anyway, 1 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. It doesn't look that good, but it's not on the same level as Bad Boys 3, so I'll give it a 1 out of 5.
Oh God, yes, Bad Boys 3. We get to that opening week again. and again, I don't want to be offensive. Oh, these guys just don't like musicals. Well, Hairspray was one of my favorite musicals, and that was I saw that live and I saw the movie. So there's not even that comparison. Okay, there's a lot of singing, dancing, a whole bunch of shit in there, and that was great. But this thing just looks boring.
Yeah, you look at other musicals that they've done. You know, like Hairsprays, like you said, Grease, Rent. I think they did a movie about that.
They did.
You know,
it was decent.
So I'm not saying like that it's gonna flop. You know, obviously Andrew Lloyd Webber, the guy who wrote the musical, obviously knows what he's doing. He did Phantom of the Opera and all these other great ones. But and they have an award, Oscar nominee, Best Director, Tom Hooper, who did The King's Speech and Les Mis.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, so he has experience
King's
doing.
Speech, I mean.
Yeah, but he has experience doing a musical for the big screen, so maybe it will be good. I don't know. You never know with these things. You know, these are just our opinions. If you are a fan of Cats or musicals, go check it out. Tell us what you think, and
send us hate mail. We don't care.
You could tell us that you loved it and we're wrong for disliking it, or you agree with us. It's that's the beauty of podcasting. We throw out our opinions. You know, we're not trying to be politically correct or trying to hurt musical lovers' feelings, but check it out.
Exactly, check it out because we're all about music in here. And,
sure, we love music
and good movies and stuff. We just talk about stuff we enjoy. We did not enjoy that trailer. That's for sure.
No.
Nope.
Jake was actually listening to me watch the trailer before we came on the air.
Live reaction.
I think we should do that. We should make a segment where where I watch the trailer and you get my instant reaction of me watching the trailer.
We should actually do that next week and just play a live trailer and we'll talk about it as it's playing.
And we'll go from there. I like that. There you
go.
All right, new segment. There you go.
Look at that production value. We did it on
there
air.
There you go.
Hell yeah, enjoy
brand new ideas right on the spot.
That's right.
All right.
Get your money's worth, people.
There you go. So that is our trailer review of Cats.
Awesome.
Go see it, right? Meow.
Yeah. A lot of these cat puns been happening lately.
Oh, yes.
All right. Darren, what do you got for top 5 for us this week?
We have top 5, going from movies. Let's go to TV shows. And what is the best part about TV shows? TV theme songs. Am I right?
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Okay. I'm super interested.
Okay. So I found a list of the top 50 TV theme songs of all time from PaceMagazine.com. So I scrolled down and there was some good ones that I thought would be a little bit higher, but these are their top 5 of TV theme songs.
I swear, fucking Who's the Boss isn't in there. Ooh. I'm gonna fight people.
You're gonna fight people? Wow. Someone is a big Tony Danza fan.
That's right.
Hey, yo, Angela.
Hey, yo, hey.
Hey, yo. Is that really like a Tony from Who's the Boss, or more like a Sylvester Stallone Rocky? It's very similar.
It blends. It's all around the same time.
Yeah. Well, no, I think well, Rocky was out before Who's the Boss.
Well, the first one.
The first one, yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe he could take it from there. All right, so here we go. At number 5 on the top 50, the top 5 TV theme songs of all time is number 5 is All in the Family theme song. It's a classic opening with Archie and Edith playing the piano. Those were the days.
It's a good one. It just gets tired after a while. It's like the opening that they mimicked for Family Guy.
Sure.
It's good, but it gets tired after a while.
Yeah, sure. Number 4 is The Simpsons by Danny Elfman. Classic.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I heard that one a billion times. It just gets tired. But yeah, I get it. It's good.
Okay. Number 3 is a theme from Sanford and Son.
Okay.
By Quincy Jones.
Yeah, that's
forget
pretty good.
Forget
that's
Thriller
a fun show,
and
man.
We Are the World.
Yeah.
It's a Sanford and Son.
That's a fun show, though. That's hilarious.
It's a great one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 2 is a theme from MASH.
Okay. See, now I can't agree with that one.
No.
No.
MASH is a classic show.
Yeah, it's one of the best shows ever, but it's just
Yes. And number 1, it's one of my favorite shows of all time. I'm sure Jake enjoys this show. Is the Cheers theme song, where everybody knows your name.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So Friends didn't make it anywhere near because the Rembrandt song on there was pretty good.
Friends were like more down the list. I think they were in the 15 to 20 range.
Okay, that's an interesting list.
What about you, Jake? Do you agree with this list, or did you have
not bad? Like I'm missing like Family Matters because that was a good theme song. Full House was a good theme song.
Yes.
Those are good. Step by Step was a good theme song.
Step by Step, very.
The Wonder Years was great. Where is that? Where's Joe Cocker?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you really consider that a theme song when they just took his song and which is a cover of a
Beatles song? Yeah. Yeah. Why not? It's all a song.
Well,
if you think about it, all the theme songs are actually songs. You can find them.
Exactly. But like me, I was thinking of like random theme song from random shows that you've seen. Like I could think of the theme song from The Nanny. Remember The Nanny show?
Yeah. Oh God, yes, I remember that.
Horrible show. Because are we picking theme songs with words or just instrumental?
Any.
So that's the thing.
That's a good question.
And even like today's shows, like what shows that are airing right now, do you be like, oh yeah, that theme song is legendary? So I could like something like from The Sopranos, that Sopranos theme song, great.
It is great. It is. You just know it's The Sopranos. Right?
Exactly. You just picture Tony just driving in his SUV, crossing over the bridge.
Yep.
So there is your top 5 of TV theme songs.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Now that we got into a beautiful transition from movies to TV and music to music, let's do our music feature for the week. And got something special for everybody today. Found a little artist here that is transcending. Let's just say it's a different style. And for my fellow Italians listening, he's very popular in Italy.
Hey, forget about it.
Yeah. And this independent artist that we'd like to feature today is called Galapaghost. Yeah, Galapaghost.
Galapagos, like the Galapagos Islands?
Galapaghost. Ghost. Yeah.
Like boo, spooky.
Yeah, there you go. So he's releasing a new album. It's called A Planet Without an Atmosphere. And I just listened to it, and it's really good. So the song I'm going to feature today is actually A Planet Without an Atmosphere, the title track from the album. Now, something about the artist. Now, let's read a little summary of him. Galapagos is a soul artist who's had a lot of releases, especially out in Italy. He toured with John Grant, and he had his music in the award-winning Italian film, which Ragazzo Invisible, right? That's what it was called, yeah. And he was even on Netflix Italy. The promotional video, his music was in a promotional video for 13 Reasons Why, and everybody on Netflix knows exactly what that show is.
Yes.
So, and this song Jellyfish was in that TV show, and he was nominated for 4 awards at the Austin Art House Film Festival because he is from Austin, Texas. So that's he's got some achievements. He's got a lot of achievements, and that's why we wanted to feature him today. And The title track from his album, A Planet Without an Atmosphere, is on right now on the AG podcast. All right, so that was Galapaghost, A Planet Without an Atmosphere. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Check them out everywhere. Galapagos. I'm going to share that link if you check out our Facebook page. And yeah, there's our music for the week.
There you go. That's great. We had artists from Australia on last week, and now this guy.
Yeah,
that's great.
That's it. Yeah, good. Yeah, we're getting out there. Got quite a few more episodes for the season, so I think we're gonna have like 1 or 2 spots open for music.
Better get your music in.
Oh man, I'm all man. My inbox right now is full of music. Awesome. So if anybody locally wants to jump in and get featured, check agpodcast@gmail.com. Yeah.
Speaking of locally, tonight, well, we're recording this episode tonight. Tonight, the Canadian band Walk Off the Earth is performing at the casino. Yes. And opening for them is Christy Palace, yeah. She so it's great for her, local artist getting the chance to perform in front of a big crowd like that on a big stage. So that should be good to see, local talent like that, have the spotlight.
Yeah, not to throw this out there, but we messaged Christy way back and she hasn't responded. Just saying.
Yeah,
just saying.
Oh, she's busy.
Been 2 months.
Yeah,
we're all busy. Yeah, we're all busy.
We're all busy.
Hey, here's free promotion. Oh, I'm busy. Good times.
Well,
right. But yeah,
maybe we want her to get a little bit bigger, a little bit more of a following before she comes on her show.
Yeah, we would have want celebrities following this podcast and never reply. That would be terrible.
That'd be horrible. Yeah, people would think of us as the St. Clair Mediaplex people. Oof.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Ooh, shade, throwing shade. Oh, shots fired.
No, there's a daily stream of their newscast. I can't wait to go not watch that.
Oh, but it's only 5 minutes. Yeah.
No, I love monotone production. It's great. Yeah. How about we engage with our audience? Oh, fuck, what am I talking about?
What audience?
What? Maybe that's right.
Oh, you mean
they're watching? Can you imagine presenting? Nobody's
Mhm.
fucking watching this.
Yeah.
So even bother.
Yeah, exactly. Unless you have something about dogs or puppies or,
Or
something
actual
that.
production value.
Yeah, I guess.
Stories.
Or people getting hit or falling down those are always big winners too.
Yeah, it's not a winner. Giving your opinion on an election coverage. But we covered that.
when you're supposed to be,
in bed because you're 15.
Exactly.
What? No way. All right. Anyway, getting off.
Anyways, we got a little sidetrack there.
Yeah. Well, I got something. Let's get into our garbage person of the week.
All right.
That's what I got right now because we mentioned earlier that the Lions are playing the Bears this week, and we already know that we hate the Bears and everything about them. It's just what rivalries are about.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what you wouldn't know, well, you probably guess, but Mitchell Trubisky is a little bitch. And that's our garbage person of the week. And we're done. No, I'm kidding. And why would Jacob say that? Well, Mitchell Trubisky, one, is shit. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The garbage player.
Mm-hmm.
And like you mentioned really precisely and articulately earlier, he was picked above so many better players.
Right.
And quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
But douchebag here now is crying that all this negative feedback he's getting is really hurting his ears, and he doesn't want the negativity to affect him.
Mm-hmm.
So he wants the TVs in their facilities turned off, so he's not negatively disturbed. Fucker, you're in Chicago.
Yeah.
Really? That's the wrong area, wrong city to have, I don't know, a conscience or, I don't know, feelings. So, and here's the full quote from Mr. Mitchell Trubisky, the shitty quarterback of Chicago that will be playing this week. I'm trying to get some of these TVs in the building turned off because you got too many people talking about us. What they think we should do. They don't really know who we are or what we're capable of or what we're going through or what we're thinking. A lot of ors in there. It's just the outside viewers looking in. So it's tunnel vision and earmuffs and just come to work every day and try to get better and get back to knowing what we're capable of doing. Well, you're shit, so we know that.
Well, you know what they should do? They should put on cartoons because that's what they play like. They play like a bunch of cartoon babies right there.
That's true.
And if you don't want to hear all the negativity, then you shouldn't be a professional NFL quarterback.
Right.
Because
in a major market.
Yeah, you're playing in a major market. You're not playing in Miami. You're not playing in fucking Tampa. You're playing in a big history. The Bears are NFL royalty.
Yeah, they are.
History, all those legendary players that played for the Bears and, who have won for the Bears. This is a Super Bowl winning franchise. And for you to complain that, oh, I don't want to hear the negativity, go to Detroit. We haven't won shit in over 50 years. And we bash our quarterback every day. We bash
and he's good.
And he's decent. He's decent. He's a lot better than you, which isn't saying much, but still, he's a lot better than you. And he's taken it, year after year, 11 going on 11 years. And it doesn't really get to him, but the problem is once they stop talking about you, that's not good. That means you're either gone or people just don't care about you anymore. So Mitchell Trubisky can go suck rope, for all I care.
That's our garbage person of the week.
Yeah, he's garbage. Hopefully he plays like garbage on Sunday.
He will. It's just who will play worse, our defense or his offense.
We talked about our defense, and our defense will make any quarterback look like a Pro Bowler.
That's very true. That's very true.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
So Jake, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
And I want your honest opinion because I was thinking
You
about
never
this.
get that.
No, I know. I'll either get the smart ass answer or a sarcastic answer.
It'll still be true.
Yeah, it'll be true. But my question for you is now that we're into November, and I was telling you earlier that there was snow on the ground over here. Um, so when is the appropriate time of year to start watching holiday Christmas movies and listening to Christmas music? I know everyone's different when they come to this, and I noticed that like November 1st, I was in my car, I was just listening to the radio, I clicked over to a station and already Christmas music. I'm like, nope, right away. A lot of people say after Remembrance Day, or after American Thanksgiving, that's when you start, but like when do you think is the appropriate time?
Well, here's my rule of thumb.
Hmm.
Look at it's October is for Halloween,
Sure.
November is for Remembrance Day and American Thanksgiving and all that other cool stuff.
Hmm.
December itself is the for the holidays and Christmas.
Right.
Now, my rule of thumb is December 1st, Christmas shit officially should start. Commercials, music, everything else. That's
Hmm.
the season you're going into.
Right.
November, we have a lot of things other things you have to focus on. We don't want Christmas to start overshadowing everything. Like Remembrance Day is important. American Thanksgiving affects us over here too.
Hmm.
These December 1st is when everything should switch. At the store even, I know you go to see like you go to like a dollar store or Dollarama or something.
Hmm.
They were like switching from like September 15th. They're already in like Halloween sections already with like quarter of it being like Christmas shit already. So it was really
Hmm.
stupid. But I think December 1st would be the time you want to switch everything because everything else, all the other things happening already done. The only thing
Hmm.
happening in December are the holidays. December 1st is the day. Like traditionally, what we do is the first weekend of December or December 1st is when we put up the Christmas tree,
Right.
and that's when it all kind of starts the ball rolling. Like, yeah, now we're in the season now. Because you think about it, and you're right. You just mentioned you get in the car and you turn on the radio, and the Christmas music starts right on November 1st.
Hmm.
By the time Christmas rolls around in 2 fucking months
Yeah,
from
you're
that
sick of it.
day,
You're sick
oh,
of
you're
it.
sick of it. You don't want Christmas anywhere near you.
Exactly.
So
It's like if you over Christmas things,
yep.
and I get it, right. I understand from a retail point of view, you want to be set up for the holidays because that's the next big major event
Yes.
that comes up in the year. Uh, so you want, and a lot of people want to get their Christmas done, their Christmas shopping done early, and all that stuff. So when December rolls around, they're cool, they're all good. So they want to get rid of it, so they're not last minute shopping. But there's people that like to last minute shop. You know.
No, that's true. Right,
You
and that
know.
comes down to like besides Christmas shopping, I see people decorating their houses for
Mm-hmm.
Christmas already. Well,
Yeah.
it's literally 2 months away. Well, month and a half now. But why? Like,
Yeah.
maybe yeah, okay, because it's warmer now, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many other things happening between now and then.
Oh yeah.
Like, do you think of this there now? Do you think this distracts from certain things? Do you think it's kind of like, that's way more important, so we're gonna do it now than other things that we get to do?
Yeah, I guess it really depends. Every person's situation is different. Obviously, here in Canada, November 11th is Remembrance Day, and it's important that we take time to reflect on those who gave their life, so we have the freedom to do this podcast in our country, right? Our
That's right.
freedom of speech. So it's important that we remember these soldiers and everyone that fought for our freedom. And I'm sure it's the same in the states. Uh, they had a just as an important role of this. But I think everyone you know gets all into the holiday spirit before it's, I don't know, acceptable is the right word, but when it's really okay, go gung ho with your holiday spirit and your holiday festivities, Christmas parties, and all that stuff. Because there I know that there's already Christmas parties being planned in November, which I get. A lot of people get their holiday parties done and out of the way in November, so they can have December to spend with their family and friends, and
right.
et cetera, et cetera. So no, it's important that people, take time to. There are other things that happen, besides Christmas. I know there's people that are just Christmas fans, that it's their favorite holiday of the whole year, and they like to go out. They like to go out. They like to decorate. Cut down the tree, and all that stuff. Buy for everyone. Yeah. I understand that, but like it's we should be focused on Remembrance Day, and if you are American listening, Thanksgiving, it is important, because I have American relatives, and that holiday, American Thanksgiving, that is the official kickoff to the holiday season, which I get.
Exactly.
There's turkey, and then there's shopping and decorating and all that stuff. So, everyone has their own rule of thumb. I was just curious to see which one, like what's your stance on,
Yeah, December 1st.
When is the appropriate way to set it to do to start celebrating and busting out all the Christmas stuff? So like me, I have my own little tree that I set up, and I have this thing where I have a whole bunch of these sports ornaments that I've got little, you know what I'm talking about, those holiday.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Hallmark sports ornament.
My
aunt has gave me one every year since I was little, so I have like 30 of them.
Nice.
So.
Do you put the Michigan and the Michigan State ornament next to each other?
I do, because it's a time of year where everyone comes together. That's it.
There you go.
That's the thing. There is no.
You know what happens, right? Those Lions ornaments that just seem to drop out off the tree by themselves.
No, they're always hanging at the bottom, because they always let me down.
There you go.
I have them ranked on how much they mean to me, and the Lions one are always at the bottom, close to the floor. But yeah, so there you go. Jake, should we do this day in history?
Let's do it.
All right. So today is the week of November 7th, 2019. Big historical event happened on this day back in 2000, the year 2000. Controversial U.S. presidential election between George W. Bush and Al Gore is inconclusive. The result in Bush's favor, and eventually resolved by the Supreme Court. So today, back in 2000, the Supreme Court ruled that George W. Bush won the presidential election, making him the 43rd president of the United States.
Fun times.
Yeah, fun times. Today in film and TV, 1932, the first broadcast of Buck Rogers in the 25th Century on CBS Radio. So there you go.
Very nice.
And today in music, I know Jake will remember this. In 1786, the oldest musical organization in the United States is founded as the Sawton Musical Society.
Did not know that.
There you go. And in sports, in 1991, Magic Johnson announces he has the HIV virus and retires from the LA Lakers. That was a big, huge story back in the day.
That was huge. Yep.
Yes. And did you know that the first cartoon depicting the elephant as the Republic Party symbol was today, back on this day in 1874. So you ever wonder when that elephant made his debut? There you go, 1874, November 7th.
Awesome.
Yeah, and that's about it for on this day. And
very nice, very nice. So if you guys enjoyed all that, let us know. Our email is at adgpodcast@gmail.com. Hit us up on all social media. Facebook, ADG Podcast, and Twitter, Instagram. All over the place. If you guys have any issues with our reviews, please let us know. We'd love to get some of those on the air and get us some feedback. Email us, message us, whatever. Comment on our show, even on our posts. Perfect. We'll share it on the show. Hit us up everywhere. We're on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, everywhere. So, check all that out.
There you go.
All right. So, for the 11th episode of Season 2 for the ADG Podcast. I'm Jacob.
And I'm Darren.
And we are ADG.